Hi, this is Terri Gillespie, and welcome to June's episode of Author Highlight and Giveaway. And I am so excited because I have my very dear friend, Cathy Gohlke, who is an incredibly talented author and an incredibly great friend. Now, you're probably wondering, where is she? Well, she's hiding right now because I want to do some housekeeping and I don't want all the dust and dander to get in her way. So here is our housekeeping. Remember to like, comment, and share this video. And that means going down in the description section, and not on social media because it doesn't count. But if you go down to the description section and like, comment, and share, then that just kind of sends a message to YouTube, and all these algorithms and logarithms go on, and all of a sudden Cathy goes up in the YouTube food chain. And we want Cathy's name, her books, and just wholesome books to be out there in the YouTube world. And that's one of the best ways to do that. So that's it for the housekeeping for now. So let's welcome my friend, award-winning, best-selling author, Cathy Gohlke.
Hi, Terri.
Yes.
Hi. Oh, it's good to see you. Good to see you almost in person. And it's good to be with your reading friends and your viewing friends. And I want to thank you for having me. I'm just so excited to be here. Terri asked me to let you know how you could keep in touch with me. And that's through social media or through my website, which you can find by just typing my name, cathygohlke.com, or at authorcathygohlke.com. Either will get you there. I'm on Facebook at Cathy Gohlke Books and BookBub at Cathy Gohlke, and you can find me, just a whole lot of places if you just Google my name. So I look forward to getting to know you. And if you do go on my website, you can contact me if you want to have a book club meeting. I'll do that virtually with you. I'll be glad to. And let's see what else. Oh, if you sign up for my newsletter, then I'll send you a free copy of a short story called Into the Starry Night. Into the Starry Night was my very first No Creek story. And it is sort of a prequel to everything I've written about No Creek, which is you'll find in Nightbird Calling and 100 Crickets Singing, which Terri will be talking about today, and I'll be doing a little reading from. So thank you for joining us. I'm looking forward to today, and thank you so much for having me, Terri. And I hope that, I love what Terri said about liking and commenting and sharing, because that really does get the news out about the book, and it also enables me to reach and read, well, for you to read and me to learn about you, and I love to do that. So thank you, Terri.
Oh, my pleasure. And don't worry about not trying, or don't worry about trying to remember all of those links, because they will be down below in the description section. So her website, all of her social media and links, and so that'll be helpful. So in the description section, it's real thin, and then it says see more. Click that, and then you'll see everything that is included there. And there's going to be some really important information, because there is a great giveaway. We're going to talk about that a little later. So one thing I wanted to share that was that's kind of cool is Cathy was my very first author highlight and giveaway guinea pig. So in January 2021, I I said, Cathy, can you help me start this new program out? And you said, absolutely.
Sure.
And so she was such a good sport about it, and hopefully over time I've gotten a little bit better. So thank you. That's the sign of a true friend, I got to tell you.
You're
So,
a friend.
Cathy, I absolutely loved 100 Crickets Singing. It was just so beautifully written. And I have the link down below also of my review, which was a 5 out of 5-star review. And if I could have given it a 10, I would have given it a 10. But I thought it would be great. I know both my listeners and my readers just love getting a little snippet of the story. So I thought you would share that with us.
Sure, I would love to. I'll begin with the prologue and read a little bit of chapter 1. The prologue is interesting because it is a diary excerpt from 14-year-old Celia Percy, who, if you've read Nightbird Calling, you'll know her. And so she's a few years older as this story begins, and writes in her diary, "1,000 cannon burst at once, and lightning split the sky. Exploding gnarled branches of Gardenscape's 200-year-old oak, planted before the revolution, was a glint in patriots' eyes. Surely that storm was God speaking, shouting judgment across Snow Creek and the world in a tornado of fire and wind and rain. By his mercy, sheets of pelting rain quenched the flames that shot up in the tree before the house caught fire, but it never kept that oak from crashing through the attic roof to slam open a door into a world none of us knew, one that would forever change our lives and what we'd long believed true about No Creek, the Belvederes, and ourselves. I reckon a violent sudden storm can do that, rattle old bones and raise ghosts from the dead." From the diary of Celia Percy, No Creek, North Carolina. Chapter 1, March 1944, No Creek, North Carolina. Despite the raging midnight storm soaking her to the skin, 14-year-old Celia Percy helped Chester, her 11-year-old brother, drag a heavy tarp from the barn, through the house and up the attic stairs, doing their best to shield nearly 200 years of Belvedere ghosts and treasures from pelting ice and rain. But it wasn't until the stark light of day that the attic gave up its secrets. Even then, in the streaming late winter sun, Celia wasn't sure she could believe her eyes. "It's a room, a whole room under the eaves, been sealed off somehow," she whistled, goose flesh creeping up her pink arms. "You reckon Miss Hyacinth ever knew about this place, or Miss Lil?" Chester, brown eyes wide, pulled the rain-soaked tarp from some small and ancient chests in the middle of the narrow room, barely 12 feet by 3 feet, set against the stone chimney. "Never said, at least not to me. Don't know how they could have known. There's no door." Celia could hardly believe such a mystery room existed. They'd been living at Gardenscape with Miss Lills for over 3 years and never heard of such a thing. "Look here, there's a door been sealed off is all." Chester, with skinny winter pale arms, pulled aside a rotted ceiling to floor drapery to reveal a door in the wall. "Locked," he jiggled the knob. "Been plastered over from the other side." Why would anybody do that? Celia couldn't fathom. Chester raised his eyebrows, pushing dark brown hair from his forehead. "It's a mystery." Celia caught her breath, thrilled to her core. Sure enough. "Let's see what's in those trunks." There was nothing Celia wanted more than to rummage through those trunks, but it was up to her to see that she and Chester got to school on time. Mom will have my head as she learns we skipped, even for this. "After school, we have to wait till after school. We can't leave with this hole in the roof. Doesn't look like rain today. Let's cover this stuff up best we can. We'll need only Tate to help with the roof anyway. I'll leave word with Pearl May at the store. Ask him to stop by after school. But Celia, don't but Celia me. You know that's what Moma'd say. I don't want Pearl phoning her up, telling tales, worrying her. Mama's got enough on her plate, what with Daddy in the hospital all banged up. So be sure to wear your jacket this morning. Pearl May will be watching the bus stop from the store and report every word to her mama and ours. Besides, no point catching your death. Chester grimaced. I guess. If Mama thinks we're not doing right, she'll get the next train out of Norfolk. And then where will Daddy be? Their mama had feared leaving them alone, what with Miss Lill in England and Ida May away at her sister's in New York. But there's Daddy's only chance of getting his job back in the shipyard was if he made a clean recovery. He needs you, Mama, he does, Celia had assured her. We'll be all right. What can go wrong in a week or two? Celia had every intention of walking the straight and narrow while her mama and Miss Lill were away. Can I help it if trouble trails me? It was not a new lament.
I love Celia so much.
So do I. I think a lot of us have a little bit of Celia in us.
Well, I'd love to be as tenacious as she is. Oh my goodness. Now she's not so young. Now, if people watched read Nightbird Calling, they got the first right. They got their first glimpse of Celia. But tell me a little bit. How is Celia different in 100 Crickets Singing?
Well, when Nightbird Calling finished, she was about 12 years old, I think. And when 100 Crickets begins, she's 14, and it goes through until she's 18, nearly 19. So it's she matures then. You know, those years, those late teen years are really very formative in our lives. And we see Celia not only coming of age, but maturing and becoming more discerning. She has the heart, she has always had the heart of a lion, but she hasn't always made the wisest decisions. And now she's learning to think things through and hold back and listen to the advice of others, all the while chomping at the bit to correct the things that are wrong and fight for justice. And she does, but she is more discerning. And she also develops an interest in a young man as she gets older, which, of course, when she was younger, she didn't really want anything to do with boys. But now life is beginning to catch up with her a little bit, and she's beginning to see other people through older eyes. So it is really fun to see her coming of age and also developing her passion for words and stories into something that will eventually become her lifelong work.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved just reading how she matured and how she could still get herself into trouble, but it was really almost always the intent of doing the right thing when no one else would. And so that's a real lesson for all of us. So now, the author highlight blog interview on my website, which the link is down below, has lots of great information on you and why you write and your passion in writing. But I thought we would do something that's kind of fun that on the YouTube interview, and that is to just dig a little deeper into Cathy, my friend. So can you tell us a little something about yourself that most people don't know?
I think one thing that most people don't know is that I love to garden. I dearly love to garden. But for the last 8 years, we've been sort of moving around quite a bit, following our grandchildren so we can babysit and help out in the family. And during those 8 years, we've rented different places in order to be nearby. But now we've actually bought a home. And at last, after 8+ years, I have a place that's going to be my own, our own, and I can garden. And when I plant something, it will be there the next year, and so will I, which is just really great. And I have loved that. I find such peace and tranquility and communion with the Lord while I'm outside in nature, and especially in the garden. I love tending plants. It's a little bit like tending babies, but they don't cry at night. and it's just wonderful. And we've not even really gotten ourselves unpacked. We don't even have internet at home yet. In fact, I'm here at my daughter's home right now doing this because we don't have internet yet, but I've already started planting things, which you couldn't hold me back. And I've planted strawberries and blueberries and raspberries and tomatoes and one pepper plant and roses and camellias and just all kinds of things, and asparagus, things that will take a few years to get going. I really wanted to get those in the ground before it got too hot. So I have loved doing that. And when I get tired and need a rest from my labors, I sit beneath this old wild cherry tree. And in that shade that grows every day now that it's getting warmer, I just love it. I just feel so much peace and joy with the Lord. And I'm looking forward to spending time with the grandchildren, teaching them about growing food and flowers and pollinators and making, it's only a 1/4 acre. It's just a little tiny place, but it's fenced in, has a picket fence. I've always wanted a picket fence in the mountains, and here we are at last. And so I just want to teach them about the joys of making a sanctuary and a secret garden, so I'm really looking forward to that. And that's probably something I haven't talked about before.
Yeah, mainly because you didn't have an opportunity to be able to. Yeah. Well, one of the things that I have always loved about you, Cathy, is that you are able to create moods, different moods in the exact same environment. I could be, I can remember sitting on your back porch in Sea Isle.
Oh, Sea Isle.
Yeah, in Sea Isle, and that tiny little back porch and that tiny little table and chairs, and having tea and scones and clotted cream, and it was like I was in England. And then there were other times when I walk into your house and the way that it's decorated and everything else, and it's like I feel like I should have a parasol on my shoulder and wearing a big floppy hat with lots of fruit and flowers on it. So, but you've always been able to create environments just around you, and I think that's why you write so well in creating world. For story world for your books, is because you do it every day in your own home. And so
that's very kind. That's very kind. I love having people come and join in those worlds. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and your kid and your grandkids, you create those worlds for them, and those will be precious memories for them.
I hope so.
So this month's giveaway, Cathy and Tyndale Publishing say, thanks, Katie, is giving not one, not two, but 3 copies of 100, I keep saying 1,000, it's 100 Crickets Singing. 1,000 crickets singing might be a little much, but so they are going to be giving away 3 books. So that means this month we'll have 3 winners in our giveaway. And we're just so grateful for that. Thank you, Cathy.
Oh, we're so delighted. We're so delighted to share the story. Thank you.
So, how many viewers out there would like a copy of Cathy's latest books that's already starting to get rave reviews from and critical acclaim? So, how many of you would like to? I hate to say hedge your bet because I don't bet, but increase the number of entries so that you have a better chance of winning one of those books. Well, there's a way to do that. So if you like and comment down below, like we talked about on this video, that's 1 entry. If you share this video, that's another entry. If you subscribe and if the little red subscribe button is still red, then that means you haven't subscribed yet. And when the little white bell comes up, you click that, then you get 2 entries. And if it's already white, then you also still get the 2 entries as long as you comment down below. And then if you hop on over to the interview on the blog, which the link is down below, and you like and comment there, you get another entry. And then if you share, do you get another entry for sharing? No, it's subscribing to the newsletter. You get 2 free gifts, downloadable gifts from me, and then you also get another entry. So if I counted that right, that's a total of 6 possible entries into the giveaway. And also, we do have to say that these entries are only eligible for the contiguous U.S. So we're really sorry, Alaska and Hawaii. But talk to the post office and, tell them to have less postage. So, Cathy, do you have any final words that you would like to share with our viewers?
There are a couple things. One is that I think about 100 Crickets Singing. The message from that book, I think, is especially that we need to listen to each other. We need to listen to each other carefully and understand one another, even if we don't agree, and maybe especially if we don't agree. We need to really understand each other. There was a poem that has been attributed to Rudyard Kipling that I learned when I was a child. And the last lines are, "We would love each other better if we only understood." And I think that's really true. I think that's the message of 100 Crickets Singing. And it's a message I'd love to leave you with. Terri, I am so glad to have been here with you and with your viewers and readers. I love walking with you as a writer to the kingdom of heaven. And with all readers and listeners to the kingdom of heaven. We have so much to be thankful for. And through story, we're able to bring parable, truth, and to follow in the footsteps of Jesus, as he certainly did that all the time. And so we're able to do that through story as well. And all honor and praise and glory goes to him. So I'm thankful for this journey we make together, and I thank you for having me today.
Well, it's my pleasure and my honor as well. And it's been a real treat for me. So my dear viewers, and especially my subscribers, thank you so much for watching the 18th episode of Author Highlight and Giveaway. And just a reminder that the links are all down below for Cathy's information and her social media and how to purchase her books. And just a reminder that for authors, social media is so important. So liking and subscribing and following us on those social media sites are so helpful to us. And next month, the Author Highlight blog and YouTube interview will feature a prolific writer of these charming but extremely important and inspiring romances, and that is author Toni Shiloh. So that will be our author next week. So thanks again for stopping by. God bless and keep
Happy reading.